Hello and welcome once again to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie the Professor Esser. And with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the man who does it all, creates it all, and then does it again tomorrow morning at 9:30.
Phil me and Perich.
Hey, Phil. Glad you're here once again on Superconnectivity because there are connections to be made. Because tonight, the day before St. Patrick's Day, my favorite holiday, because we wear green and embrace our true supervillain self. Today they dropped the final trailer for Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
Bum bum bum. And it's exciting. It's cool. And put in a great joke at the end. That's why I love Marvel. Because even though they're telling a clearly dramatic and exciting story, they still made room for comedy. Because, we're using our made-up name.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, yeah. Oh, it's wacky. Yes. So, what did you think of our new trailer?
Lots of team ups. I can't wait to see, Star-Lord with Iron Man. Of course, I guess Thor's got a big thing with Rocket and Groot. But the end with what everyone was talking about, Captain America Steve holding back Thanos.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting question. Because is he holding back Thanos, or is he about to get mutilated by Thanos? That's the question.
That's what I'm thinking, because everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna die." That might be a big red herring, and because I'm thinking, that's gonna be like, them showing, the skinny kid from Brooklyn holding back, this alien god,
Yeah, and it makes sense if he's got one of the stones, or he's got three of the stones, because we know they probably have. They have the Mind Stone, if nothing else. Although they do say that that's going to be removed from Vision. That Shuri removes it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how many stones Thanos has. The fact of the matter is that between the stones that the Nova Corps has, the stone that because yes, the stone was given to the Collector. And as far as we know, he still has the Power Stone, or the whatever stone they decided that the Ether was, Mm-hmm. But you hop up Steve Rogers on a bunch of that as the one man who can handle the power,
Mm-hmm.
The one man who isn't going to be tempted, or maybe just the last guy standing. You have him pick up a Mjolnir in the middle of that. Because that's the other thing I was thinking. Does he pick up? The Mjolnir in it? Well, we know that Thor's not using.
If you put it back, if someone puts it back together.
Yeah, maybe that's how we get our Fitz cameo. Putting together Asgardian technology. It's my job now.
I just know whether he lives or dies. There's going to be a line where Thanos is just like yield, and Steve's going to be like, "I can do this all day."
Oh yeah, well of course, because that's a little cocky.
Well, especially if he's rocking some Infinity Stones, maybe not.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, he's got his own gauntlet, Because how hard would it be for Tony Stark to build a gauntlet?
Gloves come in pairs. Gloves come in pairs.
Oh, there you go. Da-da-da. We're very excited about the Infinity War. Although this was actually kind of interesting because I wanted this as well, which is they also dropped a new poster for Infinity War. Did you see the poster?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I don't know if it's me, but it seems like they're really trying to invoke a lot with the most recent posters, a real religious iconography. And I don't just mean Tony Stark with his arms spread in a Jesus pose. But I actually really feel that with the color schemes and the lighting, that they're really invoking, the type of rose window that you might see in a big cathedral.
Maybe someone's going to sacrifice themselves for humanity.
Mm. Or maybe someone rises to the next level of godhood.
Maybe.
You
Or I
know?
was gonna say maybe Thor sacrifices himself, his
Yeah.
father sent him to Earth.
Yeah, well, it's entirely possible. I mean, or the actual Legend of Odin, when he is crucified on Yggdrasil. Well, actually, he's not crucified. He's stabbed into Yggdrasil by a spear and held there for, I don't know, some period of time. And that's where he gains knowledge and wisdom. And maybe that is what happens to Thor. Thor goes through that transformation, becomes the Sky Father Thor. You know, but there was something else, something hidden deep within the poster
Mm-hmm.
that a
Oh,
lot of people have missed.
the name.
The name, uh, Boulevard Trask, himself,
Dinklage.
Dinklage. Dinklage is in this film, and no one knows who he is.
I'm
There's
I have
Yeah.
thoughts. I think they're not revealing that until the last second because I think that's going to give away the ending and perhaps the title of the next movie.
Okay, and what is your theory?
Dinklage is going to come in all red haired, and at the end of the movie, they're going to be like, "How do we stop Thanos? How do we stop Thanos?" And he's going to be like, "You guys want to stop Thanos?" He's like, "You need help from me and my friend Adam." And they're
There you go.
They're bringing Adam Warlock, and at the end of the credits, are going to have coming in 2019 Avengers Infinity Watch.
Okay, entirely possible. A lot of people have pushed the Pip the Troll theory ever since Dinklage did go ginger for some role. Mm-hmm. And then we never heard anything else about that. So it is entirely so the Pip the Troll. It's Pip the Troll, right? Yeah, yes. Pip the Troll is a strong possibility, and I think I could very much see Dinklage wanting to embrace that kind of a role of Pip, and I think maybe because he has done the drunken bon vivant before, but I think this one being a much more jovial bon vivant might be his take. Also, Pip has at times been depicted as something of a scallywag, which I think Dinklage is well known for. So yeah, the Pip the Troll possibility is very strong. I'm still hoping that he's playing Boulevard Trask himself. Come on, man, maybe we got some rights there. We'll see what happens.
I mean, they already have like half the Infinity Watch already in place. Gamora and Drax were on there, mm-hmm. So
yeah. So I mean, it's a real possibility. So, but we don't know who's going to be playing Adam Warlock, or maybe Dinklage is Adam Warlock. There is the other theory. There is the other theory that he's actually just going to be a voice artist on it.
For a CGI character.
Well, because they do have all of the because of course all of the Black Order are CGI characters. Yeah. So so he could be no jokes about the name. He could be playing Black Dwarf. The super giant big guy. He could be anybody. It's exciting to think. I actually think you're probably right. Especially with the ginger Pip the Troll hair thing that was long ago and everyone forgot about, and did that little reveal, and then everyone was like, "Oh, he's playing Pip the Troll," and then we heard nothing about it. No denials and no confirmation.
And I mean, if he's playing, who else could he be playing that they'd still be keeping it this much of a secret? If he was playing like one of the Black Order, you think they would have said that by now? We're a month. Yeah, we're like almost a month out. Well, month and a half out. You think they would have said it by now?
A lot of he could be playing Forbush Man. In fact, you watch that. Someone is going to put him in a Forbush Man costume on set somewhere. It's going to be a secretly released April 1st. You watch for that. April 1st, secret footage from Infinity War, and they're going to have Dinklage walking by, just like walking by, like in a little trench coat, and they'll like have it flash. You'll see like the F on his chest with a little pot in his head. It could happen, man. I want that. I don't want it in the movie. I just want it as an April Fool's Day joke. Peter Dinklage is Forbush Man.
Oh no, the best April Fool's joke is like they'd be like, "Oh look, we're finally getting the Fox crossover and have him like in a Wolverine costume or something."
Yes, actually, here's one. Do you know who Dinklage could be playing?
Who?
That you're never gonna guess. Well, you're gonna guess because you know me. He could be playing the Beyonder.
Oh yeah.
And here's what I'm gonna say. Here's the thing to think about. So you've got Thanos coming in there, big and strong, unstoppable Thanos, rah rah, brr. Hulk strongest one he is. No, Thanos strongest one there is. Yada yada yada. And then when all seems lost, what happens? A bigger fella shows up. And what if the bigger fella is the Beyonder? What if the playing with Infinity Stones rips that hole right in the universe? What if some poor kid named Owen gets stuck in the middle of that at the start of it, and maybe that's where everything starts to go redonkulous?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about we're going to see Dinklage beating up on the Hulk.
Oh well, because remember the Beyonder when the Beyonder doesn't start out in the Captain EO suit.
Yeah.
People forget that the Captain EO suit, that was like halfway through Secret Wars 2 that he actually gets the Captain EO suit.
Mm-hmm.
He's for the first half of everything. First off, he's just a disembodied voice, and later he takes on actually the Captain America form,
Yeah.
And then eventually becomes Captain Neo Beyonder. So I think there's a real possibility that that Avengers part 5 or 6, Avengers Part 4 is Avengers Secret War.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And they go to Battleworld, and that takes place on Battleworld. And you're going to see all these things with like Elders of the Universe maybe drawn in, because maybe the Beyonder just decides to really make this a real battle royale, and we're going to get everyone.
Ooh.
We're going to get people from Scar. We're going to get people from nowhere. We're going to get everything smashed together in this little world, little microcosm for the Beyonder, played by Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe the Avengers, maybe they have Thanos right where they want him towards the end, or the other way around. Then, Thanos is about to deliver a killing blow. You just see Dinklage catch the fist and be like, my turn.
Yes,
black.
Yeah, well, we'll see like I said, I don't know if we're going to see Dinklage in it. I don't know if he's going to be physically in it. And to that extent, then the red hair thing might be just a misdirect for it, But it is interesting also just to see one more notable Fox star coming over to the Marvel fold, because everyone knows if you were in a bad Fox movie, come to Marvel, we can redeem you.
I mean, I think there's something big there because they're not saying who he is, and they still haven't name dropped the name of the next movie. So
yeah, and not only have they not said who he is, they did not announce that Dinklage was there. They just put his name on the poster.
Exactly.
This was not anything. And for whatever it is, he's big enough of a star and big enough of a name that his name got put on the poster.
Oh yeah, I mean, with everything else he's done, but especially after Game of Thrones, I mean, unless it was like a big state secret, they'd be trumpeting, "Oh, we got Peter Dinklage." Yeah,
and what I'm saying is the fact that his name is on the poster says that he's someone significant. Because if it was just a cameo, if it was just if he's just like hanging out with Stan Lee, if Stan Lee is his butler in some scene,
It's something big because they, like you said, his name's on the poster, but we still don't know, like almost a month out, who he is. Yeah,
exactly. So this is what I'm saying. So the idea of, so we got Pip the Troll and we got the Beyonder, I think are our two big possibilities for Dinklage.
Well, if we do Secret Wars next, is that when they threw X-Men Fantastic Four in the mix?
Well, if they have time, I doubt it, just because, or they might hint at it if everything has been cleared by then. But maybe we get a black costume.
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. But I was gonna say also maybe if the Beyonder does that, maybe that's where Captain Marvel gets drawn in, because maybe Beyonder plucks her from a point previously in time, like he did with Doom.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That
entirely
that,
possible.
that accounts for the time. The movie was set in the
90s, yeah.
The 90s. That accounts for the time difference.
Well, we're gonna have to see what happens. It's all very exciting. I'm very excited by it. Without a doubt, this is gonna be a huge movie, And
Game changer.
It won't be a disappointment like some other team movies that we've seen. No, which I still haven't seen. I'm waiting for it to come on Netflix at this point. It's
it came out on Blu-ray this week, so you should be able to rent it somewhere.
Yeah, I should probably check see if it's at Redbox. Maybe I'll go rent it this weekend because Redbox, it's Blockbuster for the future. Yeah, because that's the thing. $1 is about the right charge for renting a movie, I think.
But yeah, I mean, I saw an article there saying this movie's gonna be like nothing anyone's ever seen before because it's like you already have your franchises and it's like mashing these franchises together. Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, Thor, which now is a franchise. Who knew? One good movie and it's a franchise.
Black Panther.
Which is something someone had made the point of, is that we still don't know what Valkyrie and what Heimdall are doing in this film yet.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting question because they're not in the trailer, but they're so significant at the end of Thor. You'd think they got to be there somewhere.
Well, plus, did you see that link I sent you this afternoon?
Yeah, Hawkeye has his own solo story within the story. And that's something I think is going to be indicative of this. I think it's going to be a lot of mini quest stories.
Yes.
Basically, everyone's going to be on their mini quests until we get to our final boss battle. Now, the question is our final boss battle the next movie, or do they think they're getting the final boss battle at the end of this, and then Dinklage Beyonder shows up?
No.
That's the question that we're pushing for, and we only have a month to wait. That's the exciting part. It's all coming out.
A little over a month because what's today? 16th, April 27th, isn't it?
Yeah, but all the spoilers will be out long before then because they're gonna have all the.
I don't know because I mean the only ones are gonna see it are like the people go to the premiere and maybe some reviewers because I mean worldwide worldwide it's all everyone's.
So where do you think these things come from?
But I just wonder. I mean, Disney's hiding its secrets with this movie really closely. Are there going to be like a bunch of non-disclosure agreements and?
Well, I'm sure there are, but those aren't worth the paper they're printed on. And they're digital nowadays.
I mean, I wouldn't want to. I think I'd rather face the Beyonder than Disney's lawyers.
Yes, well, but it's all about.
I mean, they have a couple $billion, man. They could take you to court forever.
Like all crime, Phil, it's only a crime if you get caught.
Well, I mean, if you're dropping state secrets, I think you're going to get caught.
Well, yeah, if you're making it obvious and you're making it known you're the one who's doing it.
Do it under an alias.
Well, yeah, please, They had a kid threaten shooting up a school here in New Jersey not too long ago on Twitter. They still don't know who he was because it's completely anonymous. So if you want to go spread some spoilers out there, you can go on Twitter, create an anonymous handle for an hour.
Take these spoilers with a grain of salt. A Twitter user with the handle Dinklage's red beard.
Yes. Yeah. Dinklage is great. No. So that is that story. Now, in other news, we had some comic books come out, and we actually had a comic book come out last week that I did get around to reading, which is the latest Captain America.
$6.99, yes.
Yeah. I gotta say, if it's not all a ruse, I'm going to be really disappointed by this.
Okay.
Because it is just so... I know, it just seems too pat and too basic. It doesn't seem... the plot line doesn't seem strong enough.
It seems like something's going on, yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything is kind of tied up nicely at the end. It's like, Cap gets his war, and then... then he gets to win the war and defeat the bad guy, and the Hulk is not going to be the Hulk anymore because he ran too long for too hot, because that's how that works. Sure, why not? Everything, everything just seems a little too fanciful. That that the thing has spent 20 years without sleep underneath the city, powering it.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, how the heck does that work? I'm like, I thought it was just his body that was mutated, not like still needs sleep.
Yeah, well, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. So that's why I'm thinking it has to be a fantasy in some way or another. It has to be someone is manipulating his mind in this way, trying to take him off the board for some reason, and that's going to be revealed shortly. They're trying to, and what it might be. So here's your idea. It might be that they are trying to corrupt him.
Maybe.
Because we all know power corrupts.
Absolutely.
And if we can worry him, if we can basically make him live 1,000 lifetimes in this simulation where he becomes the leader of this world, and then has to come back and eventually, once he takes the power, things will get so desperate that he has to take power. And then once he takes the power, he will have to make the hard choices that lead to corruption, kind of stuff. I think that's where they have to be going with it. But if it's just he's just in the future, and he's gonna go and he's gonna find Reed's, because the thing said he got some stuff out of Big Brain's lab before everything went south. So and here's a time platform, you can go back, yada yada yada. Prevent all this stuff from happening. I think that's just kind of ridiculous. I just don't think it's as good of a story as we would have expected from it. It seems like the story would have seemed like it was kind of phoned in that case. So that's my opinion on this latest Captain America book. Did you have a different opinion, Phil?
I agree with you. I just wonder if maybe Mark Waid had the rug pulled out from under him with this story, because remember our conversation with Peter David where he said, they tell me nothing. So I just wonder if Waid had like a more long drawn out story planned, and they were just like, oh no, Marvel Refresh is coming. You got to wrap this up by, what, 700 or 701 or whenever his last issue is. You got to wrap this up.
Yeah. Well, I think possibly, I kind of think maybe he knew he was supposed to be a palate cleanser. That they brought him on because, not to, because he is a classic guy, and I think he knew, because he's had his bite at Captain America. He's already told his Captain America stories.
I think he knows. I think he knew that, but I'm just thinking maybe he thought he had more time. Like maybe he thought he had another 6 months or something.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. We'll have to see how it ends. We'll have to see what they do with it. But for right now, it's a little disappointing. But it's still an enjoyable story. It's just like there's nothing that really makes you go, oh wow, this is a story I'm going to remember my whole life. Like if I was a kid and this was my first Captain America story, I probably would still think it was awesome because I was a kid. But it's not something that I would want to introduce an adult to Captain America with. Now we also have we had Marvel 2-in-1. That was that is an interesting story. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Marvel 2-in-1. We both read that one. We're going to be universe hopping, and we meet one of the Reeds, a Reed from Out of Time and Out of Space.
Old Man Richards.
Old Man Richards, and Galactus has eaten everything, which doesn't make that much sense.
Well, we promised not to eat the Earth, so like the only thing left is the Earth and the sun. It appears.
Yeah.
But who defeated Galactus and basically took his place?
Doom. Yeah. Yep. Doom did. Although you gotta say, really, the Ovoids could have defeated Galactus all those years ago.
I know.
It's like, really? That's all you had to do was just switch brains with it?
Or were they saying that, it's Doom, so it took the combination of the Ovoid technique and technology to accomplish this, though?
Yeah, I guess so.
So that's why Reed couldn't do it. The Overwoods couldn't do it, but only Doom could do it.
Only Doom. Yeah, entirely possible. Entirely possible. Now, but here's the thing: does that mean that Galactus's mind is in Doom's body right now?
Maybe,
and
but
technically, usually that's how that works. It's a soul switch, and so it's like Galen in Doom's body, and that might be cool. And that's obviously what they're gonna have to figure out.
So, I mean, if they did do the mind swap, I mean, either Reed has Galen in Doom's body locked up, or Doom killed him. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's entirely possible too. That Doom just killed him, because that would be right up the street with Doom and what he would do.
He's like, you ain't taking his power back. Steps on it.
Yeah. So it will be interesting to see where they go with that.
So what? Their little sensor thing's just going to take them to every Reed and Sue in the multiverse, and
obviously, what's your name? Rachna. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Rachne. Rachne. That's the problem with comic books. You don't know how to pronounce people's names.
Yeah.
For people who wonder why comic book characters have such simplistic names, that's why. Because how would you pronounce them otherwise?
That was part of the reason I was all excited to see Black Panther. I'm like, oh, I finally get to learn how to pronounce Dora Milaje.
Yeah, Dora Milaje. Oh, which we'll get to in a minute. Because I do want to talk about them, because they have a new book coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Roxanne Gay. But yeah. So what was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So yeah, clearly she is up to something. Clearly she is looking for something other than what she has sold Ben and Johnny on.
You think maybe she's like the female? Is she gonna be like a female Doctor Doom, perhaps? Evil mad scientist type?
No, she's just trying to find a cure for. I think I don't know if that's supposed to be, her sister, her girlfriend, her wife, her mom. We just know it's someone named Dee, and who's in the hospital and needs these, and she's been sorting out how to find people, basically because if you can find where powers come from, and that basically the Fantastic Four are going to lead her to this. Mm-hmm. So she's finding whatever it is she needs to find to save this D person. So that's her goal. And of course, what you get in this is that basically everyone's lying, because Ben is lying to Johnny. Rachne is lying to Ben and Johnny, and Johnny's just doing his own thing. And like, okay, and what is the deal with Wolverine just stabbing people for no particular reason?
Wacky Wolverine, especially alternate universe version of Wolverine.
Yeah, and it's just like, first off, he goes to stab him, and it's not even like it's a fatal wound.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, hey, their blood is red. Maybe they aren't Skrulls. It's like, maybe there should have been a way to investigate this elseways.
Skrull detectors, something?
Skrull detectors, yeah. You would think that maybe, Reed might have developed a Skrull detector at some point, or someone would have, or perhaps Wolverine, with your fancy smell senses, you might have smelled like that they had a copper-based blood instead of an iron-based blood. Things like this, you might have thought of. Anyway,
unless they were worried about aliens coming to Earth, because that's the only thing left. But I mean, again, Earth is the only thing left. Where do they think people are coming from?
Well, yeah, exactly. And you basically have this gigantic refugee crisis throughout the universe now, because Doom has eaten. Although, obviously, that's the thing. He couldn't really have eaten everything. It's a big universe, and this is only one galaxy. Tatu can go across galaxies. So, really, there's no reason to assume that in the few short years since Galactus first showed up, Doom has really eaten everything.
Well, I was going to say at least the solar system, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, although it would be kind of funny if maybe, they do find Doom. He's just like huge. Just on a couch. He's just,
I was going to say a couch.
Yeah. I ate too much. I don't know. Okay, but that's that. So, one before we get to our last book, let's talk about the Dora Milaje. They're getting a new book with Spider-Man, and you know that that basically the Dora Milaje are really getting this hype because they were fantastic in the movie, and
Well,
you just feel yeah.
well, that's the thing. When they came out with that World of Wakanda book that only lasted, what, like 3 issues or something?
No, I think it got 4.
Oh, did it? Okay, okay. But I'm
It got
just,
a few, got a few. I mean, I didn't read them all, but
but
I
I
know
mean,
I read at least 3, and there were books I didn't read. So
I thought they were jumping the gun when they put it out. Then I'm like, they should have waited till the movie came out because they're gonna hit big. Have Roxane Gay write
yeah.
this book for you as soon as that movie comes out, and then the sales would have been.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, well, I think, well, you know what it is, and I think what it is they don't. First off, they didn't want it to be a cash in. They're always worried about. No, they're always. Marvel actually worries about people thinking that they're just cashing in on stuff.
Yeah.
So if they already hadn't established, no, the Dora Milaje had their own book a little while ago, and
Yeah.
and it's not like they didn't know it was coming. I just feel that maybe had Roxane Gay gotten that platform, it would have been better for her book. Because I did think it was a good book. I just did not have enough money to buy books.
I'm just saying. I mean, you wait for that movie. A lot more of the general public is going to know about the Dora Milaje, and you might be bringing in,
Yeah, well, that's why I say, sorry, Roxane Gay, because it will certainly get people interested in the book she wrote prior to this.
Yes.
Because people will want to go back and find out who the Dora Milaje are and all that kind of stuff. So they actually have a back canon to sell, and they can now put all that in. And here's why they wanted to release it before the movie, because now they can resell it as a paperback.
But then why didn't they let her go at least 6 so they could have made one trade paperback?
Well,
three is like a pretty skimpy trade paperback.
Yes, because her sales weren't strong enough, I guess, and the movie hadn't come out yet. So, however, for whatever, but yeah, that's where we're at. Now, final book that I want to talk about, of course, is the latest Avengers. Very Hulk-centric, although we do get what I'm going to say is this clever misdirect that Gwenpool is doing.
He won't let it go, people.
And you know why?
Why?
Because so she's playing this role because she has to be this character in the story. She has to make her character work in the story.
Isn't this interesting? Not to interrupt, but isn't this interesting? A second book where Mark Waid's at least a part of it, and you're like, this can't be all there is to it.
Yeah, well, and that's just because I'm a huge Gwenpool fan. I do want, and I do think it would be perfect for Gwenpool to come back in that way, even if it's just a little wink at the end. But here's what I'll say. She makes this point. She can teleport not only through space and time, but into memories themselves. Which, of course, which is basically a retcon power if you believe the universe is fictional. So if Gwenpool has developed her retcon powers, which possibly she has, then perhaps she wrote herself in to be the Grandmaster's daughter. And maybe she can be anything and anyone at any time, and and we could really explore what it would be if you were a non-fictional character in a fictional universe.
I mean,
what powers you might have.
I hope it's something like that, because they revealed she was the Grand Master's daughter. I'm just like, it's kind of underwhelmed. I was like, oh, I guess that's interesting, but I was hoping for like this big conspiracy type thing, and it's just like, oh yeah, one of the guys playing the game, it's his daughter.
Yeah. I mean, the ace in the hole. I mean, it's a little pat, like you say. It's one of these things where if that's all there is to it, it's not that impressive. It's sort of like, if Tony Stark's real parents were just two people you never heard of, a random spy and like some music singer.
Bendis!
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to get rid of that. So I'd like to think that there's more to the story than that. I'd like to think that it is going to be that there is more to the story, that what she's going to be is, and here's what I'll say, and here's what I'll say. it's established that there are children of the Elders of the Universe. That was established in the Collector's first appearance. You meet the Collector's daughter. She does eventually die, but he did have a daughter early on. I think the Gardener might have had a daughter at some point. I'm not sure about the Gardener, but I think they did. So and these people have lived thousands of years. It makes sense that maybe they're going to have a kid somewhere along the line. Heck, I'm sure the Champion's got lots of kids that he doesn't even know about. I'm just saying, he's a big, buff, muscular guy. Looks like Randy Macho Man Savage.
I'm sure the Gardener has kids. I mean, planting seeds all over the universe, man.
Exactly. But my point is that to take that role and to have it be something that we can reference back to an old comic book, like the original appearance of the Collector and his daughter, it kind of speaks to this idea of a comic book fan creating this character for herself to play. If I'm going to be in this universe, how can I be in this universe? It's like, well, and she's like, well, I could retcon myself into being an actual member of the Avengers, but that actually won't work, will it? But what if I retcon myself somewhere else? What if I retcon myself into being the Grand Master's daughter, and then I can retcon myself into the Avengers that way and have a big character arc in the end, because it's all about the character arc for Gwenpool. She knows that. She understands that. So I'm still saying this is Gwenpool. You can't fool me. You can't fool me with this Avengers No Surrender. I'm not surrendering my Gwenpool yet. That's my thoughts, Phil. Also, I thought the Hulk is way too overpowered, but the Hulk is always way too overpowered.
Well, I mean, they're pushing that immortal Hulk thing now, where they even went over all the times people thought he was dead, and why he's not dead.
Yes, just let me be dead for once, Yeah, I mean, but it's, I guess, this is always my problem with the Hulk this goes back to this idea of Thanos, like if you have Thanos be this guy who is like coming off as undefeatable, if you're having this character warp everybody, it's like, that is not interesting to me. I never want to see Superman just beat people up.
Yeah.
I want to see Superman, getting punched and bleeding and, it's great that he's super powered and we know he's going to win, but I want to see that struggle. I want to see when you have a character be too overpowered and then just burn through a bunch of people, it ruins the character for me. Well, it's not interesting to me to have the Hulk do that.
Yeah, well, I think that's why they gave Superman that weakness to like magic and the supernatural, because it's like, kryptonite's not enough.
Well, Superman does not have a weakness to magic. He is just as susceptible to magic as any other non-magic user.
Yes.
It's not a weakness. It's just he's not immune to it.
Yes.
There's a difference. It's, in the same way that you don't describe, bullets as Wonder Woman's weakness. It's not really a weakness. Everyone has a weakness to bullets. It's just that they do not have a special protection against it.
Yes. Vampires can bite and pierce Superman's skin, but they're basically chomping in the blood that's like full of solar radiation though. So.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't want to. No. That's not good for vampires. Okay, but yeah, and that's my take on the No Surrender arc. They're way to lull people into thinking, oh, see, that's the mystery. It's like, no, there's going to be a mystery on top of that. Mark my words. Oh.
So the only two people are going to be left on the Earth there. Well, the only things going to be left on the Earth at the end are cockroaches, Hulk, and Wolverine, huh?
And what? Oh, Wolverine. Well, no, Wolverine only has power when the spirit of Gaia is within the Earth. If the spirit of Gaia is no longer in the Earth, and all the people are gone from the Earth, Wolverine will no longer live forever. He is a what's the word I'm looking for? He is a avatar of Gaia. Mm-hmm. So his powers are tied to the health of the Earth itself and the spirit of the Earth itself. We learned that in was it Hitch's run on Fantastic Four? Or no, Millar's run on Fantastic Four. Because after he did Old Man Logan, he did he had a run on Fantastic Four, in which he introduced a bunch of great concepts, and he had Old Man Logan come back in that. And that's where you also have the Baby Banner baby in that. Anyway, yeah. So that's that, yeah. But yeah, I also didn't like the Hulk beating up the planetary defense system character, and like I say, you can't make the Hulk that powerful.
No.
Anything else you want to talk about tonight, Fo?
No, I think that's it. I think that's everything we had. Because tomorrow we'll get to do more tomorrow on Capes and Lunatics with the triumphant return of Lilith Hellfire.
Yeah, we missed her. Yeah, Maz was real sorry. He partied a little too hardy the night before and could not make it in.
No problem with me. I just really wanted to pod with him. We'll have to get that.
Well, I told him that if ever wants to, if he has a standing invitation.
Yes.
So, I would love to see him have him come back. Okay, Phil, how can people find you?
If you want to get a hold of me, especially any interviews for Capes and Lunatics or any business, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. And remember to get a hold of the Capes and Lunatics, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Capes Lunatics and at CL Sidekicks. And the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Tell us what you think of Charlie Esser's theories.
And, of course, you can always tell me what you think personally and directly in that old-fashioned email way, the way Maz and Paz once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitters as I live tweet Legends of Tomorrow maybe sometime. And that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, as long as it's still on. And things like that. At Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the two E's in the middle for quality. Thank you for connecting with us, ladies and gentlemen. Please, super, connect with us again. Good night.
You could live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight.
Yes, I'm going to try to.
Nice.
Got to put Twitter on my phone again. Brand new phone.
Ooh,
it's
nice.
LG, yes.
You said last week you were going to get a new one. Ooh.
Yeah, LG Venture. Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, see? I was reading on the Marvel app.
Remember, everyone, give them the dinklage.